Hi, I'm Nick Nanton, and welcome to America's Premier Experts, the one and only place where we bring the top experts from all around the world direct to you. And today I've got just one of those experts, Mr. Luis Vicente Garcia. Luis, welcome.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Great. It's great to have you on the show. So obviously we've been hanging out. I've learned a lot about you. You're a pretty amazing guy, but our viewers don't know about that. All the way from Venezuela, tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yes, actually, I'm from Venezuela. I'm an economist, although I went into the financial world. I worked for 25 years, more or less, in the corporate financial area. And in a brief period of time, I worked in franchising. But all the time, I like to start working with people. I usually, when in the companies I work for, I try to help people to grow, to develop, to learn, to study. So that's what I've been doing for many years until I realized, well, what I want to be is become a coach. And over the past years, I've read and studied and went to courses and seminars. And finally, I developed a need to start helping people. So the past year or so, I've been working out to understand how this business is turning to be at this moment, because one of the interesting things that we are living in a crisis. Doesn't matter if we're here in the States, down in Venezuela, or whatever other country in the world. Everybody's living through a crisis. So you have to adapt to that. You have to change into that. And as a coach, I'm now helping people to change themselves, to change their businesses, and actually to try to perform better. So I just became a certified FocalPoint business coach. And that's where I'm going now.
That's great. Obviously, the FocalPoint organization and Brian Tracy, just great people that we are very good friends with. Tell me this. I love how you said you actually developed a need to help people. There's such a strong feeling you had a need to help people. Tell me about where that came from. How did that get started?
Well, I go back to my first job. The first time you're hired, you just walk into a company and you don't know what's going to happen. I ended up working there for 8 years. But you don't know if you're going to be there for 1 month, 2 years, 8 years, or the whole life. But I relate to that because I still have friends from 25 plus years ago. So I started to relate people right at my first job. And then I moved into other areas. I worked for my first 12 years in the manufacturing industry. And then I went to the service industry. And there's a very big interesting change that happened there. If you're in manufacturing, you work with problems, you have issues, you have to solve them. When you go into the service industry, now you have areas of opportunities. So you have to develop that. And for me, when I realized that, an area of opportunity is how to learn to help others, to teach others, and to guide the others. And I'm actually a firm believer of continuing education. I believe that once you get out of college, that's where your really learning experience begins. I've been fortunate enough to have taken many courses and seminars, and I'm finishing up my 4th postgraduate degree in strategic thinking, and it all comes together. It comes together when you actually sit down now with a client and understand, even though you don't know their business, you don't know their industry, but you understand their needs. You understand that they need time, they need a better team, they need the money to do the investments or any other issues they have. So I started, I think it was like a personal side where I needed to help my team. How do I help a team? I need to understand the team. I need to build a teamwork framework so they can work around. And so I started talking about colleagues and partners and people below me or above me in Venezuela or in different countries where I work for a multinational company. And it's just about relationships. It's about networking. And probably I don't have all the answers, but if I need something related to what you do, I'm going to ask you because I know you now. And then you start looking for people. And at the end, you are able, if you want, to help your company, your teams, the people who work with you, your family, your relationships, or your community. So when I said there was a need for me because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy working with people, helping people, and actually trying to get them to do what they are able to do and to perform better. And I think that's one of the reasons part of us, we are here.
That's great. Well, look, obviously you're a very bright guy. I mean, finishing up your 4th postgraduate degree, I mean, that's Amazing. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
On that. And so, obviously you can help people, and you have a lot of different ways you can help people, but let's break it down for a second, kind of into your process or the way you do things, so that people watching can say, how I'm trying to think how he might help me. So let's talk about your process a little bit.
Okay, I sit down with you and I try to understand where you are. Doesn't matter what kind of company, what size of company. I actually work with medium-sized business owners or the people who can actually take the decision. So you and I sit down, and people basically have 4 needs that they will take over their professional life. Need for money, we all do. Need for teamwork. You need people that work with you to help you grow, to grow any business. You have time. Everybody has time issues. We all say time flies. But in our professional life, you want to do more than what you want to do, and you're working more hours than what you should be working, so you have less time for your family. So you need a balanced life. And then some of us at a certain point in time will need to think about our exit strategy. Exit doesn't mean I'm going to retire. Exit means I'm going to shift from one industry to the other. I'm going to resign my current job and become a coach. I'm going to start doing training for somebody else. I mean, the exit strategy is actually changing what you're actually doing and having a better way to do that in a better way. So when I sit down with the client, I start understanding their needs. And there are many ways a coach can help a person. Actually, I have 2 coaches. One is my coach's coach in FocalPoint, and another one is a personal coach in the Public Speaking Academy. Because we do not know everything, so we need help. And it's very difficult to realize and understand that you need help. Because I come to you and say, Nick, hi, I'm a coach, and I think you and I can have a conversation, and then you say, I don't need a coach. So that will be your first reaction. When we sit down, I can show you how you can improve the performance of your company. We break down the cost. I talk to your team. I see how separated they are or how together they can become, and we do training. So towards a period of time, you can actually feel that coaching actually gives you success, that it can point you towards where you want to go. And at the end, we're all here to make you a better person, to raise your company's standards to a higher level. And our bar is not a static one. Our bar should be raising every time. Every time you learn, every time you do something, every time you have an experience, you have to look at the positive side of that. So, this is what I try to do with the people I'm starting to work with.
That's great. And obviously you've worked with a lot of people, but do you have maybe one favorite story you can share with us on how you've helped someone?
Yeah, there are a couple of stories, but one particular is that I'm working with a group. They are the owners of a hamburger company, and actually now they own 5 different stores. It's a fast casual place. And when we started talking, the first question is, what do you sell? And the straight answer was, we sell hamburgers. Of course, you sell hamburgers, but what else? So I started digging down, and at the end, it was a very beautiful conversation, because at the end they tell me, we sell an experience. And it doesn't matter if you're going to a movie, to a dinner, to have dinner in a restaurant, or to another country. It's about your experience. It's about what you perceive. So with them, we realize it's not only the quality of the hamburger, it's the area, it's the space, it's the restaurant itself, it's the quality of the service, it's the quality of the food, it's the music they are playing, it's how long they waited before they were attended at the table. So it's the overall experience. And that happens in your business, in my business, and everybody. If you go to a country, you want to enjoy the country. If you go to a movie, you want to enjoy the movie. You want the air conditioner or whatever working fine. So at the end, we are all in that place where if we realize that the most important things are our experiences and what we do get out of them, we can perform better and improve all the time.
Great story. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this that say, I like that story. I want to be just like that story. I need help. Luis can help me. How can they find you, Luis?
Well, 2 easy ways. One is my website, which is my name, luisvicentegarcia.com. And my email is lgarcia@focalpointcoaching.com. So it's very easy.
Very good. We'll make sure that gets up on the bottom of the screen so people can find you. And hey, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for helping the people you do. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Nick. Thanks for having me here.
My pleasure.